Hello and welcome aboard. Welcome aboard. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to do a full tour and review of the MSC Seashore. I stayed here for 7 days and I'm going to give you my honest opinion as far as what I think. It'll help you understand whether or not you should book the cruise and exactly what you can expect. Now, spoiler alert, I go through all the public spaces to give you a good idea of what I experienced, and I took video of everything I saw and did. So it's really going to be pretty comprehensive. You're not going to see my face in this video. It's just going to be video about the cruise ship and talking about honestly what you can expect. So without any further delay, let's go take a look and see what you can expect. The first place that we're going to head is to the top deck, and the reason why is because every cruise line has what's called a Sailaway party, and MSC is no different. And the Sailaway party is pretty good. They have members of the crew lead dance off the popular songs, so you will find people on board drinking, dancing, laughing, having fun. The second place we're going to head is the jungle pool. The reason why they call it the jungle pool, if you look around, you see all the greenery. It looks like a jungle. It has a real jungle tropical feel to it. You'll see that it has whirlpools on either side, and what you're looking at right now is what's called a solarium. It's a retractable roof, so if you're going to somewhere and there's inclement weather, it's raining or it's cold, the pool still works. Now, there's also a bar, and this right here is going to be the infinity pool. This pool is hard to find, so I call it the hard to find pool, but it can hold as many as 20 guests and only adults. We're switching now to the buffet because I, along with many other cruisers, like to stuff our face and eat all you can. And this is an all you can eat kind of experience on board all cruise ships, so all the food is free and complimentary. MSC has had some major problems with their food delivery service. Over the course of years, it has gotten significantly better. So if you sailed with MSC before and you had a bad experience, I recommend you give it a second try because we enjoyed the food. Something I like about MSC is that there's lots of variety with a European splash in between. So not just is the food good, but there's tons of different types of food for you to try. I recommend you try the ice cream because that was, I thought, pretty creamy for ship level ice cream. We've now switched gears and we're in the atrium. The atrium is where you enter the ship, and I love the fact that you enter here because it's a grand space. It goes up several floors. It has a wall screen behind it. There's entertainment here. There's the largest bar on board the ship is here. This is where they do a lot of entertainment right on the floor of the atrium. So I think it's a wonderful, absolutely beautiful space. Headed now to Pirates Cove. It's supposed to be a kids area, but the reality is adults were in there too. They had huge buckets of water that were dumping down on top. When you look at the ship from the outside, you actually can't see any of this. That's because it's all contained inside the ship, which I think is a kind of a unique thing. It has slides. Make sure that if you have kids, you sign the waiver, because some of the slides, they can't do it unless you sign the waiver. And I guarantee when you're in your most relaxed mode, your kids are going to come to you and ask you to come sign that waiver. So let's talk about entertainment on board. And every cruise ship has entertainment. The mass amount of entertainment is going to take place in the main auditorium. At times you have to reserve shows on your phone, so make sure you bring your phone with you on board. But the entertainment I thought was awesome. It had walls of screens. It had performers that were dancing. Oftentimes though, when you're looking at the performance, there's no rhyme or reason to it. It's just an incredible performance, but there's no storyline, there's no villain, there's no antagonist, there's nothing. It's just people just basically performing on stage. Now, the main auditorium is not the only place on board where you can find entertainment. There's lots of other smaller venues that we'll talk about a little bit later where you can find bands and other things that are performing. Now, one of the things I really enjoy about cruising is all the many things that you can do. Not just things that suit me, but suit my kids, my wife, and other people that we oftentimes travel with. And this is something that MSC got absolutely, totally right. There was always something to do. Now, if you go on a cruise and you just want to relax, there's spaces for that. There's plenty of nice, wonderful, lush seating. But if you want to be entertained or you just want to see other people do silly, stupid things, then you can just go and walk randomly throughout the ship, or you can use the MSC app and it'll tell you all the things that are happening in the different venues. And one of the things I loved is that they all started on time, and you can go about the ship and just basically watch people make a fool of themselves or participate in the fun. If you have ever been on board a cruise ship before, you'll know that there are people of all ages. You'll see little kids to people who are in walkers. So the great thing is that the entertainment fits everybody and everything in between. There's trivia, things where don't require you to move a muscle, and there's other things which require you to run about and make a fool of yourself. They are teen and kids club on board. The thing I like about this is that it brings people, like-minded people together, and my kids always cruise with me, and they find friends and they connect with them and they stay in touch with them. So one of the things about the kids and teens club is it brings the kids and teens together so they can make friends and they can enjoy the cruise just as much as you do. If you like to shop, MSC's got you covered. There are stores all over the ship. The best bargains are towards the end of the cruise. Now, there's also a white party. Everyone dresses in white, and you'll always go on board and you see people who have never cruised before, and they're just looking around like, I missed the memo. I never knew this. But make sure you bring your white outfit so you don't stand out. The last clip that just passed by was a sports court. I want to say that the sports court is way too small. That's a major problem that they have. You can't really play anything there. I tried to play pickleball, but everything was out of bounds because the lines were so long. But anyway, we're on bars now. So bars, plenty of bars on board, plenty of opportunities to drink. The only thing I'd recommend, if you want to save money, and I do, and I think you do too, definitely purchase the alcohol package ahead of time. Just to keep in mind that you have to purchase a package for every adult that's in your stateroom. That being said, the prices for the alcohol package may look expensive, but they're one of the cheaper, more affordable ones in any other cruise lines. The largest pool on board is going to be the Long Island pool. Just looking at the pool right now, it doesn't look very big. However, as far as cruise ships go, this is probably as large as you'll find. There are a total of 3 public pools available and 1 that's not available to people who are not in the Yacht Club. The Yacht Club is a whole nother story. If you look at one of my longer videos on the MSC Seashore, I'll talk about the Yacht Club, not necessarily a big fan. At any rate, now we're looking at this pool right here. You'll see there are lots of chairs all around the pool. If you want to get one of these chairs, definitely come out early. I would say 7:30, you can find any chair you want. However, after that, between 7:30 and 10, they pretty much all book up. If you want to reserve a chair, put your towel on it, even though you're not supposed to do so. Everybody does, and they clip it on. We're going to take a look at my cabin, and in my opinion, maybe it's the way it was designed, maybe the fact that it's contemporary, it has a lot of straight lines, it looked more roomy than my traditional cabin. Some of the other cabins have themes and they have tropical things on the wall. I think it makes it look confusing. I love the way the design of this cabin, it carries through from the design of the ship and brings it in a nice contemporary feel. Now, as we walk around the cabin, I just want to talk about my cruise and how much I paid. It was a 7-day cruise and I paid $1,000 for 7 days. And I got a cabin that had a balcony. And this was in the spring break, time of spring break. You're not going to find a similar deal elsewhere. This is why I say MSC, in my opinion, is a discount cruise line, because their fares are more than competitive with other cruise lines, and I feel I get more for my money. One of the things I'm described as is frugal, and I am frugal, and I think most people are deep down are frugal themselves, or at least they don't want to be taken advantage of, and I feel like you get a good bang for your buck. So if you want to get a good price for the money, I think MSC is the way to go. Let's talk about your dining experience, because who doesn't like to eat? And the main place to do so outside of the main buffet is going to be the Central Park restaurant. And one of the challenges I have with the main buffet is that that's the only free space available to eat. That means when you're hungry, you have to go to that one spot. There's not a lot of other free spaces to eat throughout the ship. But now sticking with the main buffet. The main buffet offers a free meal, and the meal is pretty good. You get an appetizer, an entree, and a dessert. When MSC first entered the US market, it got a lot of negative reviews about the food, and rightfully so. I went on an MSC cruise, and still to this day, it was the worst cruise I've ever been on. Why? Because the food was absolutely horrible. The service was fine, but the food and entertainment were abysmal. They have come a long way. If you sailed on MSC before and you didn't have a great time, I am not sponsoring MSC. I don't get paid by them. I am simply an independent person who has no connection to the company. I feel you'll have a much different experience. The largest included restaurant is the Central Park restaurant. However, there are many other restaurants scattered all over the cruise line. And some of them are specialty restaurant, others are not. Ones I'm showing you right now, these are not specialty restaurants. They are just restaurants that look very different, have a different design, a different decor, but they're all included. The big thing here is that all the meals are identical. So the menu is the same. It's just the way the restaurant looks. Now, where we are right now is a very different story. This is a specialty restaurant. What I mean by that is you pay for the meal. The meals can range in price from, you can get something small for $10, or you can get something as much as $50 or more. So the specialty restaurant, you have to pay for the meal. However, the food tastes better than in the main restaurant, which is a pretty high bar, because the food in the main restaurant was really good in my opinion. In specialty restaurant, the food is going to cost you a la carte. So you have to pay for what you order on the menu. People do this because they want to have a special celebration, anniversary, or what have you. Don't want to get people together to do that. And also people do this because they're foodies. They love food and they want to try well-made, well-prepared food. There is a wine cellar on board, and I think they do this just for show, because I've never seen anybody in there. It's just walking through to get somewhere else, and you look around and say, wow, this is a beautiful place, but no one ever uses it. Now, anyway, I digress. We're on the adult only space. There is adult only space on board. It has its own pool, its own bar, and it's a wonderful space. I definitely feel that if you want to get away from kids, you want to have a more serene experience, you want to just relax, then this is the place to go. And the good news is that they have people there that were keeping little kids out, so kids didn't go running through. Now, if you like to smoke, there's dedicated smoking areas right here on the outer deck. There's also inside in the casino, you can smoke there as well. This is the gym, and it looks nice because it's a beautiful gym. In my opinion, probably the most beautiful gym I've ever seen on board any cruise line. Here's the problem. If you come in here in the mornings, it's going to be full, and it's small for the size of ship in my opinion. And you oftentimes find people who are standing in line waiting to use the cardio machine. Why? Because there's no jogging track, and also there's no time limit on any of the cardio machines. So that's something that they need to fix. But I don't know how they can fix it, because you just can't create space to have more equipment. If you like paying hundreds of dollars to get, a massage and get your nails done and a spa and all that kind of stuff, they got you covered there as well. This to me is a point of contention, but you let me know what you think in the comment section. There is a spot known as the Yacht Club. It's a ship within a ship. So what that means is that there is an area within the ship that is segregated. So you cannot enter that area, and it has its own buffet, it has its own restaurants, seating areas, its own pool, and then cabins associated with people from the Yacht Club. My problem with the Yacht Club is not that the Yacht Club exists, it's the fact that it takes up space on board the ship, space that would otherwise be used for entertainment or for relaxation. So I don't have a problem with the Yacht Club per se, but I don't like the fact that it does take up more space. In talking with people who have been in the Yacht Club, they really enjoy the experience. And why wouldn't they? They get to enjoy the Yacht Club experience and also what all the regular cruisers have to enjoy. Here's another problem I have with the Yacht Club. And you may think this is an attack on rich folks, but it's not. It's a legitimate concern for a cruiser who just loves cruising. The Yacht Club is located smack in between two areas of the ship. What that means is that oftentimes it looks like the ship is poorly designed because regular members have to go like an odd way in order to get around the Yacht Club. So you'll be walking down corridors like, why am I walking down this corridor? It's because the Yacht Club is preventing you from making easy access to another portion of the ship. Now, to be a member of the Yacht Club, it's not a situation where you've cruised a lot and you've developed a lot of points. You simply pay to have this extra experience. In the earlier clips, you may see that, you get immigration preferences, so you get on the ship quicker. You have all these amenities that are made available to you. Amenities, in my opinion, that would have ordinarily been available to all the rest of the cruisers. But overall, in thinking about the cruise that I experienced, if I didn't know the Yacht Club was there, I probably wouldn't be so ticked. But because I know, I'm a little bit annoyed. Anyway, there's a casino, and the largest casino is going to be a smoking casino. You have to walk through it to get to portions of the ship, so at times you may smell a little smoky, but I think it was manageable. Some people really didn't like it. For me, not a problem. Mobility is a big part of cruising. Most people walk 4,000 steps a day. When you're on a cruise, you're going to be 10 to 15,000 steps, and there's going to be a lot of stairs involved. I recommend you take the elevator, although many people complain about the smart elevator. The smart elevator tells you what elevator to go to, and a lot of people don't like that. When it comes to people who are in wheelchair or have other mobility devices, I saw lots of people like that. So if you want to book a cruise and that's a challenge for you, it should not be a hindrance. Something I love, which I wish other cruise lines would incorporate, is these smart digital maps. It's not only just a map, but it also tells you what's going on during the day. I think that's a great innovation. If you can't get away or are addicted to your phone or need to work, there are phone and internet package available at a super high price. Generally speaking, when looking at the ship, you're always going to see people walking around, cleaning up, dusting, shining, all that kind of stuff, and it makes the ship look absolutely brand new. It's a beautiful vessel. They have done a phenomenal job in making it look exceptional. I had a great time on board. I think you will too. Overall, MSC I think has come a long way. If you've cruised with it before and had a horrible experience, I think you'll be pleasantly surprised if you gave it another shot.